And we're live. We're live. All right. I like to go to Facebook just to see what's up real quick. See if we're on. Hey, Richard, how are you? We're live.
Hey, good to see you too.
How's everything going now that I got you out of whatever you were doing?
Yeah, I was just feeding some orphans, but they can
Your
wait.
feet. Yo, real quick, do you see us though? I'm looking on Facebook and I don't see.
Hey, babe, can you see us on Facebook?
I see it says end stream, live stream, but I don't see us.
What'd you say, babe? Ryan Mercer.
Oh, I see us. I see us.
We found it. See, Ryan found us.
Okay, so we're live and we have 0 viewers, but that's okay because we're just gonna. Ryan found something out now, and he just wanted to have a quick chat. Actually, I'm actually happy that you're ready to agree to this very quickly because Monday we're going to talk about cancel culture.
Sure.
But I'm sure I mean, if I did, you definitely did. If you didn't grow up loving the game, you at least grew up like with Mortal Kombat around you, right?
Yeah, my parents fought a lot, and you don't mean like that. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's Mortal Kombat's the one game I could say. Sorry for the view, everyone. Mortal Kombat's the. You know what? Is there? Hang on a second. I realize I shouldn't be doing this stuff while I'm. Mortal Kombat's the one game I could say, like, not only did I play, but I kind of know a little bit about at least the first few, like, paying attention to, like, Katana's not in the first one, that kind of stuff. Like, Jade is Jade named after a Mortal Kombat?
No,
character?
Jade is just it just literally popped into
pretty
my
name.
head, and
Okay.
Monica agreed with it. Yeah.
But I feel like Jade is all in green, like, is a character. So anyway, yeah. So I know a little bit about Mortal Kombat.
Right, and I think it's very important. And like I said, just so anybody who's watching, the two people or one people who are Richard and I, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. We're just going to talk about Mortal Kombat very quickly. I was thinking about it, and like I think that it's up there with, and some people may not agree, like Charlie Brown, like the Rugrats, like something where it's just always going to be a part of your childhood, even though it is a very extremely violent game. But I mean, I'm 32 years old. You're 28. I mean, and as long as we've been alive, whether we've been in an arcade, over somebody's house, at the movies, you can't hear that music, that theme, without knowing exactly what it's from. Like Mortal Kombat is a part of our pop culture, our society, and like it's always going to be that way.
And again, and all the catchphrases, which we'll see several of the catchphrases in the preview, like they're ingrained. If you're a mid '90s kid to, mid 2000s, like Mortal Kombat, all of the catchphrases, all of the characters are with you. Is this movie number 3?
It's actually, I want to say it's movie number 4, but I confidently say it's number 3.
But in terms of, is it like the third try at telling the story?
No, so Mortal Kombat, which was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, for those of you that don't know.
Did not know that he did that. Wow.
Oh, yeah. So you know who he is, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, very talented director, directed Aliens versus Predator, directed Soldier with Kurt Russell that didn't blow up at the box office, but it's still one of my favorite movies.
Real great. Yeah, it was a really good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? There was like Jason Isaacs. Oh, Resident Evil. Let's not forget that. He directed the first Resident Evil. So, and I always felt like if I had to describe Paul W.S. Anderson as a director, it would be like, I would always say that he was a good director. When I say that, I don't mean like, good. I mean like, no, he's a good director. Like, he's not going to the Oscars. I think he knows he's not going to the Oscars, but when he tells a story, he tells it with care. It's cool. It's visual. It's not over the top action. It still has a lot of action. But at the end of the movie, you're like, okay, that story actually made sense in some way. So, all right, here's what we're going to do, everyone. I'm going to show you our new tool. We're actually going to watch the trailer for the upcoming Mortal Kombat. Right now, it's just, if you're an IMDb surfer like myself or Richard, it's titled Mortal Kombat 2021, right? Because the first one came out in 1995. Can you believe that? 1995. But Mortal Kombat is coming out tomorrow on HBO Max, and let's take a look at the trailer.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world.
I'm totally feeling this music too, by the way.
That's good.
Of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation.
He's a great actor,
To fight for
underrated
something
actor.
known.
People need to learn his name.
As Mortal Kombat.
The gore factor is definitely.
Yeah, the gore factor's there. I also think that the visuals are beautiful. It's very clean, very martial arts-y, if you will.
Kung Lao. Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
Flipping the original theme right there.
I am Sub-Zero. Get over here!
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
All right, so when I saw that trailer, I was pumped.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was good. I'm nervous if we're just seeing all the good parts, but
Yeah, and
but
I think
whatever.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but whatever, because you obviously don't make a third one, like a third version of this if you're not, if you're not aware of the level of success that you're going to have.
Yeah, and I think that everybody has a. Give me 1 second here. I think everybody. Why am I having this feedback? This whatever. Can you hear me like that? My feedback, double back.
You sound normal to us.
Okay, now it goes. Yeah, and I think obviously they know that there's obviously still a crowd. They're still putting out games. Mortal Kombat 11 had countless DLCs, RoboCop, Alien, Terminator. But yeah, I'm excited. And when I heard that trailer, I saw that trailer. They, like I said, they tossed the. I love how they tossed a little theme in at the end, right? It's kind of like we're doing something new. We're going with more of the mystical, theatrical, martial arts side of things. But here's the little theme. You guys know it. You know the characters. And yeah, I'm excited.
And, zero chance I'm seeing this movie in normal times.
Right.
But because all I have to do is turn on HBO, there's a better chance I'm going to watch it. So
that's so funny you said that, because I was thinking the same thing. If they came out in theaters, I probably would just wait till video. But now I'm like, I can just watch it from my couch tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's a real, again, it sucks because there's other restrictions that come with this, but it's one of the little bonuses. Again, it's, even though this is only a 5-minute version of our podcast, we'll say the same things, but again, we will probably do a podcast in a couple of months during the summer about how the movies are working out, because if Warner Brothers does this right, hope and if they're smart about it, they can catch some fans.
Right.
That's the thing. You have a chance here. People watch Godzilla and Kong that never would have gone. I was thinking about all the small things or little small things with Denzel and Rami Malek, that I don't think would have done anything at the box office, but more people saw it. So
let Let me just ask you one question. I've actually been meaning to ask you this, and I'll try. I don't think we'll start a whole other podcast,
Sure.
but I'm somebody who like I'm okay with Hollywood continuing stories, the same stories that they use, so long as it's done like with care, if you will. Let's just leave it there with care. Like, what's your like? I can't really think of anything new that I'd like to see. I think that you and I might be part of that generation where like we talk about Mortal Kombat's there, Star Wars is there, Marvel comics, and you and I have. I mean, we're in a time where Marvel is just on a completely different level. And you don't need to drop in a character I've never heard of. I'm happy with all the characters I know. Like, I'm okay with them rebooting things. And sure, I'm okay with them rebooting things if it's done with care. I don't need something new. Where are you at with Hollywood on that?
They need to sit down and think about it a little bit. With the Ghostbusters, I think it's going to be a really good chance to see that.
Right.
And again, it's funny because I'm going to tie a little bit into the cancel culture kind of talk where like people were not happy they were doing a female Ghostbusters and that it wasn't going to really tie in with the original.
Right.
And that there is a phenomenal South Park episode. And actually it was pretty much like an entire season about the when their teacher, who Mr. Garrison ran for president. It was kind of like a Donald Trump like clone kind of idea.
I remember.
Right. And so the whole point was there was these member berries, and it was like, remember that? Remember Star Wars?
Remember?
Yeah, right. So that's what happens is everybody in their 40s remembers Ghostbusters. So you put out the Ghostbusters movie, and that movie was kind of doomed from the beginning because it's not Dan Aykroyd, it's not Bill Murray, and that movie was absolutely fine. Excuse me a second. I've got to decline a call. That movie was
live. People, we're live.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that movie was absolutely fine. But again, it was and it wasn't perfect, and it had a couple misses. But and again, now they're going to come out with the Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd that is connected. It's the Ghostbuster who passed away in real life. Like it's his grandkids who discover the old ambulance, and they discover all the old equipment, and so, and that's the thing. So it's about the mythos. It's when you can connect it to it, there are 18 Transformers movies that I've half watched on TNT on a Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
And they're fine, but they're so intense. They're so Michael Bay. Like the point is that, but that's the thing. Like when your boys are 6, there's probably going to be a Transformers where they're rebooting it, because they're like, okay, well, the first one came out when Alexis was 6. So now, again,
real quick, she was actually 8 months old. It's been that long.
It's been that long, right?
It's crazy.
So, but again, it's like, but she's not 20. Like, so it's, and yeah, so that's what I struggle with is this idea of rebooting when you don't need to, but then at the same time,
it's something we can relate to, right?
Yeah, but it's also like, it's an interesting, again, I think it's like an hour-long discussion with what is the time frame for when, like Alexis isn't a totally different generation from the twins, like, but that's the crazy part. But, Shanna's son, Zach, who's 23, and he grew up on Tobey Maguire. And then by the time I start dating her, there's Andrew Garfield. And then there's Tom Holland. Like, and again, like your boys probably won't have Tom Holland as their Spider-Man when they're 10. Because, and again, and that's where I think the debate needs to be. Is it do we just recast? Or do we have to restart the story because we want a younger? So it's interesting. And by the way, I think the quickest answer is if it's done well, who cares? When the new Spider-Mans with Tom Holland were done well, I could care less that they recast it. If Pattinson kills it as Batman, we will not care. So,
Yeah.
do a good job, Hollywood. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, don't worry. Tom Holland will come back in the reboot later on when they combine multiverses. Like
Sure, right. It's gonna be phenomenal.
All right.
Well, that's game changer technology.
No, I can't wait for that whole thing to happen. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, but no, I love that. I love that. For those of you who have stayed with us this whole stream, we were really just doing that to test out playing things like trailers. But that's what I see real people do. They stop talking and they show what they're talking about. Or right, we can now show an image of what we're talking about. That's pretty cool. Shanna never wrote you back about hunger.
No, Shanna responded me in time.
I think so. Yeah. She's super busy. I mean, she was actually teaching classes and helping people tonight. So.
Oh, okay. Then it's my fault.
Yeah.
All right. So listen to the no people who are watching, but maybe listening when I post a small recording. Richard and I will be back on 4/26, which is Monday, so just a few days away, and we're going to be talking about cancel culture. And
I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say the mic should have been hot when we were texting this morning because that would have been the episode.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm ready. I'm ready, and I hopefully I can remember to be fired up because I do. I have really strong opinions on it, and at the same time, I just have really strong opinions on it because there's a lot, and it's one of those things I just wish people would be honest with themselves, and but we do. We're selfish as human beings, and we want what we want, and that's my little challenge is that I'm doing to myself is who would I not want to see canceled? Like I grew up loving Nolan Ryan, the baseball player, and again, I have entire shrines. I have an entire shrine to him. But if he came out tomorrow and he said the N-word, I'm good. All right, I used to like Nolan Ryan is how I would talk about him. There's no one I can think of where I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love Meatloaf the singer. Meatloaf the singer, he's my favorite singer. He's so talented. He says the N-word or he says something about gay people. I'm like, oh, I used to like Meatloaf. I just, I listen again. I struggle with it. Michael Jackson comes on the radio. There is, unquestionable. Michael Jackson is beyond talented. One of the most talented musicians ever. Amazing. Right. Yeah. But the speculation as to how he led his life in those last few years and those issues, and allegations, I struggle. R. Kelly, I can turn R. Kelly off with no problem. Michael Jackson, I'm not sure of, but R. Kelly 100% has proven that he has done some shady stuff. I have no problem if, so I will.
No, I was going to say, without starting this podcast all over again, but maybe save it for another podcast.
Yeah, right.
I'm in the comments because I don't know if you remember R. Kelly did that Gotham City song for Batman and Robin.
I don't remember. Well, I should go.
Back when, for those of you who are children under the age of 20, when the movie used to drop a soundtrack with a song before the movie came out or while it came out. Yeah, so he did that, and I went back and listened to it a few months ago, and the comments... They love R. Kelly. They say things like, you can say whatever you want about him as a person. He's sure as heck guilty, yada, 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 but you can't deny that he's talented as an artist, all these other things. And Monica was talking to me about something silence R. Kelly, but there's quite a few people who will not turn the volume down for R. Kelly. Which is fine, I guess.
Yeah. It's amazing. And again, we can, I should probably write down what we're talking about right now because we'll forget. But again, Bill Cosby has been convicted. It's not a question. He has been convicted, and I would tell you, the Cosby Show is one of the greatest shows. It is one of the greatest shows of all time. It is, but again, if you're sitting there and I'm babysitting your kids, and I'm like, oh, how can I learn more about this guy? Yep, all right. Listen, all right, nope. That's what you say. He passed away just after this episode. So don't Google him. This is what we do. All right, that's our little preview.
All right, everybody, that's our preview. Richard and I were just running a test it was supposed to be 5 minutes, but at the 20-minute mark, we are going to sign off for the evening. We will see everybody Monday evening, 8 p.m. Cancel culture. Make sure we don't get canceled. So follow, subscribe. Tune in on Monday, 8 p.m. We'll see you then. Richard, sorry that I texted you. I hope you enjoyed this.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye.